This is approximately about 72 acres of tract.
Landowners are real interested and committed to doing good things on their lands. You ought to be commended for replanting. And that's important because within these watersheds, it all drains south into the Gulf of Mexico. And so what we try to do is make sure we have adequate cover, trees, grass, using good rotational systems to make sure that we do our part upstream, but it also has an impact downstream and off-sites.
We're managing this natural system and all the genetic material that's here. We're not changing anything. We're not draining anything. I'm Dave Daigle, and I grow cattle and timber in southwest Louisiana. There we go. We got a response. Come on! If there weren't cattle on this site, we know we'd have more brush problems than we have now. And much of this grass would cycle through the system without a product, for man's benefit. The longleaf pine tracts are growing a high-quality, heavy lumber that can supply existing mills for different products.
Let's talk about this ecosystem. The longleaf pine range in southeast United States is the second most diverse ecosystem in the Americas to the rainforest.
There's a Chinese tallow coming up, probably from seed source.
It's an invasive species. When it got to the United States, it exploded.
Fire is part of this system. It's one of the major forces that shaped this thing.
Last year, we burnt this through the Environmental Quality Incentives Program. We put fire on the ground to control our invasives. The Native Americans knew if they burned this land that they could control the unwanted brush species, and it would also promote the tall grasses that the large ungulate animals would come and graze upon.
This is a tract that hasn't been burned in probably 10 to 15 years. So you've got all these brush species that are beginning to dominate. And here is a tract that we've been actively managing now for about 10 years. It received a burn this year in February.
And that fire's recycling the nutrients from the plant. It's putting it back in the ground. The nutrients are washing off into these beautiful flatwood ponds, being filtered. Clean water is coming off your farm into the streams, and we're cleaning up rivers, and eventually we're going to clean up the Gulf.
The public as a whole is demanding better water quality, safer food products, and we need to make sure we do our part in ensuring that our natural resources are protected and enhanced for the next generation.
I'm on the west side.
Okay, I see you over there now.
Even your traditional growers today, as a whole, they're all more concerned about soil health.
Right now is a great time to plant peanuts. I got it. We lost about 5 days last week. I'm Tim Mullet of Mullet Farms. You just resumed planting, okay?
I know we just endured a massive rain event last week.
Even with the flood, we're a no-till farm, and we had very, very little soil erosion. When you no-till it, the soil is healthier. It can breathe. It took time. We've evolved to where we are now. It's a family partnership.
You know, they used to plow everything, work everything up with conventional tillage, and I think as time moved on, the boys came back from college and joined the family farm back. That's when they really started adopting and going to the no-till and minimal till operations.
We need these cover crops, I'll tell you that.
What we try to do with our farmers in the county is offer them any kind of assistance we can, whether it be information or even incentives to implement cover crops. Anything that we can do up here on the upland, we know is going to affect the water quality as it gets eventually to the Gulf. that your dad coming?
Organic matter, I mean, you can take sand and organic matter, mix them together, and you can grow something in it.
See, that's stuck in the ground. There's attachment. That's stuck. You know, this is stuck.
You don't want your stalks against the fence.
Right.
You want them out here.
Anytime you change your system that's worked for you, however long you've been farming, you're taking a leap of faith.
Take care. To be a good steward of the land, I want the land to be here when I'm gone. I'm just a temporary tenant. And I want to keep the soil here for future generations. I want to keep the fertilizer in my fields and not in the creek.
And this is Big Creek.
Yeah. Now, it's not big here. If we go over there, it widens out.
Right here.
No. It's over there. You haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I'll have to get your mama and daddy over here.
Let's head out.
My name's Carolyn Cass Falgu. Born and raised on a dairy farm. You know what I usually do when they shoot a camera at me? You know how they say you can take the girl off the farm, but you can't take the farm out the girl.
Yeah.
This is my grandson, Clint, and he's going to be the one to take over the family farm.
Could you send me a copy of that or in an email?
We help each other out. We're constantly doing different things at the places for each other.
The conservation plan implemented on this farm is dealing primarily with rotational grazing, utilizing fencing and water development.
That water's ice cold.
Rather than have them drinking out of the creek, we put several water troughs in every field. The programs that NRCS administers not only promotes conservation, but it mingles production and conservation together. Because really, if you're going to make a living on the land, it has to be sustainable.
You know, the best management practices helps the farmer have a better image.
Ultimately, it is a livelihood.
Landowners are real interested and committed to doing good things. We're doing good deeds to protect, restore, and enhance the Gulf of Mexico.